Hello, everyone. I am here to introduce my other 3-week class for the winter session for Ollie, which is called Brave New World, the International Edition. In the American version, if you watch the other video, I'm going to talk about all the questions like what does it mean to deploy the National Guard in U.S. cities and federalize the National Guard and what's going on with the Supreme Court and what's happening with everything, basically. This class, the international version, is going to do something similar, but it's going to look at the larger context in which America exists. And so we'll start by looking at something called the International Rules-Based Order, which, like many of the rules and institutions on the domestic version, is severely under strain right now. The same is true at the international level. Um, NATO, for instance, is really trying to figure out what its future is going to look like. Is the U.S. going to go it alone? Is the so-called Don Roe doctrine going to be the end of NATO? Can you do things like invade Venezuela? What are the consequences for that? So what's going to happen to the international rules-based order? Are we going backward in time? Are we going back to the old days of the Cold War? Are we in a different moment? What is America's contributory role in all of that? And of course, what might the U.S. be able to do to make things better? This is, of course, a question that looks to the future. Um, so we're going to look at not just the international rules-based order, but we're going to look at things like various conflicts around the world. Believe it or not, the United States isn't the only country in the world where people use phrases like civil war. We have a lot of changes in leadership around the world, some of them moving to the left, some of them moving to the right. The question is, what is that going to do to the rules-based order? What is it going to do to institutions like the United Nations? What is it going to do to things like the control of nuclear weapons? There are so many things to talk about. The question is, how should we look at the world now, and how should we look at it in the near and long-term future? Should we look at it with a sense of concern and fear, or is there anything to be optimistic about? What can international law do, if anything, to help? So lots of big questions, and like the American edition of this class, it's really about stepping back and taking a close look at everything that's happening in the world around us, trying to make sense of it, and trying to see if there's any way to hold things together, and even perhaps a little bit of room to have some optimism. Those of you that know me know that I am by nature an optimist, and I would argue that in fact there is still plenty of room for optimism, and I will explain why as we go through the 3-week class. Hope to see you there.